I owe you all some Vynnset gameplay. So today we're playing against Azalea, and I am going to bring my Carrion Husk. For once, it's like the only matchup I play the Husk in. Keeping my Crown of Providence so we can save a doomed arsenal. Uh, so I do not have any defense reactions in this list, so I am just running my aggro board. Not sure if I'm taking Rabble or my instance. I guess we'll find out once I've selected everything else. So if I take my Rabble, I just get to go a little bit faster and convert hands better. Instance may be a little bit harder to get off in case I need to like block. So let's take the Rabbles for now. Not sure if that's what I'd do normally, but it seems like the right decision to me right now. Let's get into it. They're going first because they won the die roll, which is always unfortunate, pretty much guaranteeing themselves a knock the death whistle in their hand. We're seeing them fat stacking up to 69 cards, so very interesting. Putting a Remorseless in, running none of the new equipment. Yep. Guaranteeing they have a knock the death whistle in hand. You know, it's just kind of 10 out of 10 times they're gonna have a knock the death whistle when they start the game on turn 1. So yeah, that's why you want to go first if given the opportunity versus Azalea. It's pretty close to guaranteed. So they're gonna get their red in the ledger. They're gonna make our first turn for not. Now we could play an Eloquent Eulogy, so we'll see what we end up doing. Because depending if we probably want to Arsenal or Beseech the Demigod. We can only block with one card, which is going to be this Shadow Averser. And they're using their Long Draw Half Glove on turn 0 without blocking with it. So that's interesting. So we're just going to block for 3 here. We're fine taking 6. We're definitely not using our Carrion Husk. So we have a Funeral Moon that we won't be able to play. But we are going to be able to get to a rune chant, like 2 rune chants next turn, so I think we will go ahead and shoot the Eloquent Eulogy. So sending just 1 and 4. We're going to Arsenal to Beseech the Demigod, and we're going to hold on to our moon. They're taking the damage, so we're going to get our Eloquence token, so we have potential upside with Funeral Moon. So we could be putting ourselves in a pretty decent position here. At the very least, next turn, we're going to be able to play Funeral Moon with Go again and play Widespread Ruin. So we will just break the chain, get our Eloquence, and then pass to Arsenal our Beseech the Demigod. We have 3 Rune Gates in hand, nothing amazing going on. We could theoretically... Okay, another knock. Pain in the A. So if we weren't getting hit for another red in the ledger here, we could play the Beseech the Demigod and pay the life, and then in response to the Eloquence popping, play the Funeral Moon as an instant and go up to 2 action points, and then we could swing Widespread Ruin and then another Widespread Ruin pitching the Annihilation. But our opponent is probably giving us a red in the ledger, which we may actually just block with Crown of Providence, so we have a turn, but we could alternatively just block for 3, and then, yeah. Red in the ledger here. And it's only for 5. But we don't need to give equipment here. We could just block for 3, take 2. They pitched a Rain Razors, which kind of makes me think they might have another one. If we block for 3, we take 2, we play Funeral Moon, then we can just send Widespread Ruin and hold on to another Widespread Ruin for next turn. Or we block 3, we hold on to the Annihilation. I think we're probably going to just hold on to a Widespread Ruin, so let's block for 3. We'll take 2 here. And then we will play Funeral Moon. Holding on to our arsenal. Holding on to all of our equipment. And holding on to just general resources so that we can have a big pivot turn in the future. So last turn was a 1 card 5. This turn, a 1 card 8. We had to use the Funeral Moon, but we were restricted on action points anyways, so we would have been struggling to use that card anyway. So it's almost like we didn't even use it. We kind of just ejected it out of our hand for efficiency. Pretty good. We like to see it. Opponent is taking the full damage, we'll break the chain, and we banish their last red in the ledger off the top of their deck. Beautiful. Beautiful. We love to see it, and we love to see that they can't just skullbone into it now. Love to see it. So we don't have a way to get rune chants here. This is just 7 with go again. On hit they get to load an arrow, but I don't think we're necessarily afraid of that since they still have Death Dealer up, and we're not going to be able to hold off this Ponder the whole time, so we'll just block for 3 here. Yeah, if they want to load an arrow, if they have something that's gonna, you know, especially punish us, that's unfortunate, but it's probably okay. They are choosing not to use its ability, which we wouldn't expect them to. They want to draw their card with their Death Dealer. So letting that Bolt and Shot hit doesn't really matter quite as much. Judge, Jury, Executioner without an aim counter. Interesting. Even if this does have an aim counter, we're probably just blocking 4. Oh. Yep, putting that Judge, Jury, Executioner in. Place with Frailty. Take aim. And Judge, Jury. Yeah, they could have loaded with that, but then they would have just been turning it face up and sending 8. So 11 here with no disruption, no nothing on it. If we take 11, we go down to 15, 16, 17, goodness me, 17. We go down to 17. We can break Vexing Quill Hand if we want to, which I'm thinking we do want to do. We have backup options, and then we'll just Arsenal the Ravenous Rabble. Yeah, let's take 11 here. There's no disruption on it, so we do actually want to. Actually, I'm gonna undo. Sorry. I think I want to block for 2, and here's why. Or, I think I want to block for 2 here. And here's why. I want to pay the life on Beseech the Demigod and just send Widespread Ruin, breaking Vexing Quill Hand. And then Arsenal Shadow Puppetry, because if we get a Frailty, our Flail will not do anything. So we don't really want to use Go Again right now. So we'll just block for 2. Choose this. We'll break Vexing Quill Hand. Definitely risky. Don't feel too happy to do it, but we have solutions. We have outs in the deck. Maybe. I don't know. I don't play this deck too often right now. We will pay the life because we do want to banish cards. And then we are just sending Widespread Ruin for 3 and 9. Threatening 12, threatening to take them down to life parity with us. No, they sent like 18 damage last turn. That is big damage. They're blocking for 3, taking 6. We'll break the chain, and we find Endless Arrow from them and a Phantom Wraith from us. And we will move to Arsenal Pass. Okay, we have Read the Runes. We have Funeral Moon. We have Swarming Gloomveil. So we have options here. They have a Rain Razors that's not doing really all that much for them. We're probably almost definitely using Carrion Husk here. Lace with Inertia, pushing this up to 7. Lace with Blood Rot. So this is coming in for 10. We can block 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11 with this if we want to. We don't want to give up our arsenal right now because they could have a codex. So I think we are going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we will crown our Funeral Moon and find another Funeral Moon. Great. And they're just passing to end of turn. So we'll see what they had in the arsenal. We're gonna banish Funeral Moon. Actually, I don't know why I crowned that Funeral Moon. Sometimes I forget I have to banish a card. And then we will go with... So we can Shadow Puppetry. Let's do that. We'll Shadow Puppetry. We will pay the life. And then we will play Funeral Moon. And we will not pay the life. We will play Phantom Wraith. Sending 2 and 7 go again. On hit, we look at the top of our deck, banish a card if we choose. If we hit a Rune Gate, which we do, we will choose to banish it, and then we'll use Creepers pitching here to play Read the Runes. Other option would be playing Swarming Gloomveil and then playing Read the Runes and just taking the Blood Debt from the Deathly Delight and being able to play it next turn. Actually, probably the right decision. Maybe a misplay on my end. We could actually lose for that. That was pretty hasty of me, to say the least. That was pretty silly of me. We have options for this turn, luckily. When this hits a hero, they banish a face-down card from their hand. At the beginning of their next turn, they return it to their hand. It does not have an aim counter. It is just a 0 for 4 right now. I don't think they have any free ways to... Oh. Yep, that would be it. They banish a face-down card from their hand. So we choose the card. Dominate is crazy. We choose the card to banish face down from our hand. So it's probably going to be Beseech the Demigod, and we'll just do Mauve, Bounding, Swarming, Flail. That would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They would have to give us a card. And they do not have any arrows. If we block here, we take 12 down to 5, which does leave us in lethal range to some pretty good dominated arrows. But I don't think we really have another option. We want to start threatening lethal. So let's take this. Oh, we get a frailty token. Oh, we get a frailty token. Hang on. I'm gonna undo one more time. Sorry, opponent. Once again, frailty kind of devalues our Mauvrin Skies, so we actually probably want to block here for 3. We'll hold on to our creepers, so we'll take 10 down to 7, and we'll just do Beseech, Bounding, hold on to Mauve. We will banish Mauve. Banish Beseech, or banish Bounding, play Beseech into Bounding. So, not threatening lethal, they can just give us equipment, but considering they almost have their tunic up, we're happy to take equipment. We're sending 8 here, so they would have to give us both equipment if they want to keep their full hand. Intimidated. I like they're just using that same keyword for the Stone Rain effect. So if we had just kept the Delight, We would have been able to play Mauvrin Sky's Delight Bounding Demigon and banish the Beseech the Demigon and hold on to that for next turn. They would be at more life. I'm not sure what's right. I'm not sure. We saved ourselves a blood debt, at the very least. Opponent looking at maybe taking 4 here. Yep. So then we'll just break the chain, move to Arsenal, take our blood debt. Oh man. This hand is good, but we weren't going to get to keep the whole thing. Yeah, Remorseless here is kind of a killer. But for how much is the question? If we could keep this whole hand, it would be Mauve, Eloquent Eulogy, Destruction pitching here. The fact that we haven't seen any Destructions this whole game has been kind of sad. I think breaking Quill Hand early, I think sending that hasty Delight, and not seeing Destructions the whole game could be the nails in the coffin for this game. 11 here, we can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We go down to 2. Or we take 2 down to 4. But then we would take 2 more to playing cards. I think we are blocking 9 and just sending Eulogy. So we're going down to 3 and then 2 from Carrion Husk. But we're sending 5. They're at 2, which means they need to block 4 of it, which is both equipment plus a card from hand. They also don't have an arsenal. Let's see here. I'm thinking. I definitely want to send something. I don't want to... I mean, we could just pass turn. We could block 11 here and just go down to 5. If we full block 11 and just go down to 5... I think I'm gonna block 9. And we'll just send Eulogy. Again, could be hasty. If I block 11 here, go down to 5 from Carrion Husk. Could be in an alright spot, just depending on what their hand is. They're taking the 1. Which means if we draw Funeral Moon, but we bottomed a Funeral Moon, so we're not going to draw it. They need to give us a card from hand. And they have lost their Arcane Barrier. If they block this way, they lose their Arcane Barrier. Which means that we only need to block with 3 cards, block 9, banish 1 card, and swing Flail to win. So let's hope. We can block 8. We can block 8. Codex. Codex, pretty good. And then they're sending 10 with 4 and 2 buffs. That's a little bit of a pain. We can block 10. What a 3-card hand. 3-card 10. And then they get to Arsenal a card. I mean, if we attack, we just die. And also, we have frailty. We have been getting stuffed by frailties this game. Yep, they draw a buff on the ponder. That's great for them. They have just had a pretty good time. Besides us banishing their red in the ledger, they have had a pretty good time. Good time to be an Azalea. Remorseless. Release the tension up to 8. We can block 10. Chances are they've got the Snapdragon Scaler. No, they don't have any way to load another arrow. But we've only seen one Codex, so... yeah, Codex of Blood Rot, that'll do it. Why is this at 11? Oh, right, they played the, Lace of Frailty. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Good game, opponent. Yeah, I think I definitely made some misplays there. They were small, but I think they were impactful. And I think our opponent had a pretty good time with what they were drawing, you know? They never had any really bad, clunky hands. They did use their long draw half glove, like, immediately, but... I mean, it worked. It did 4 damage without actually impacting the cards that they had available to them. You know, using it on turn 1. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you don't mind. It really does help, and it makes me feel good. But I just wanted to throw that in there if you want to. Adios.